Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Timmy. Love is Blind season 6. I started watching Love is Blind from season 3 and I fell in love with it instantly because as human beings, we want to really get loved properly. So anything that is like a love show, I'm glued. I'm totally glued on Love is Blind and I don't know how to detach myself from this show. I absolutely love it because watching things like this helps you to see how people think, how people think, how people react to things. And generally, I feel like it really helps you to make better life choices based on people's response. Even though a lot of people pretend on TV or when they have cameras, but somehow there's a way their actual attitude comes out, right? Especially with men, oh my god, those breed those breed of humans are something else. Just one episode in and I'm already I'm already giving this guy did he really just work out on two girls? You're on a show and you're talking about getting to marry this person. You're looking for a life partner and you lack the ability to listen. You came up with questions. You said 15 questions, pick one randomly, and people are picking questions and you're not even sustaining conversations. Like, you lack the ability to sustain any conversation whatsoever. You gave somebody a question, the person is answering, and you just walk out. That's on another level of rude. That guy is rude. What I'm like, he just gave me the cringe. Oh my god. I just pray nobody ends up with him on this show. I pray he gets rejected. I want every lady to reject him. Whew. At this point, I wish there was like an eviction. Maybe like it works like Big Brother or something, that you would vote for the person to be evicted, because he needs to get out. He needs to get out of the show like right now, because what is that? What exactly is that? And then I saw my take again on this other lady. I understand that you have a child, but having a child does not mean you must get a father for the child immediately. Like, calm down. He's already giving desperate. Calm down, sis. Calm down. Like, what? You're already crying from the beginning, just talking about yourself, and you're already giving desperate. That's just it. When somebody loves you, they love you with everything that you come with. So if you have a child, it's not going to be a big deal for the right person. I understand that it's a lot of responsibility for somebody who is just getting to know you. I'm just going to be running by people who they've introduced, like the cast members. Let's look at the cast members. It's general. So we're starting with Chelsea. Boy, oh boy. Okay, let me drop Chelsea first. Let's talk about other people. I'll come back because her story is kind of interesting and I want to talk more about her. So there were people like Trevor. Trevor, I think he's cool and a sweet person, but he sounds a little bit shallow. This kind of a person that does not mind. He can hastily just make a decision, like when this lady told him she was married before and divorced, so he didn't take time to marinate the whole thing and think how that can possibly affect him or how he's going to take it in the future. He's just like, okay, he's cool with it. So you can obviously tell that this person is not necessarily, he makes impulsive decisions that he can regret or may not be able to pull through with it, because the speed at which he just agreed to that was a little bit kind of to me. I wasn't really okay with it, but who knows, as the story unfolds you begin to see more and more things, right? Jessica is 28 years old and she has a 10-year-old daughter who I think she said is Autumn. I like the name anyway. She seems a little bit desperate because the answers, she's very forward, and you're like, it feels like she's not giving off her personality, her actual personality. She's trying to get the men to like her, or she's desperately trying to find a husband. So she's accepting everything. She's giving a personality she believes that they will like. So whatever, if somebody says, I like a lady, let's say for instance, somebody say, I like my partner to be like an artist, she'll just be like, oh my god, I used to be an artist, that kind of a thing. I'm not saying that happened, but I'm just giving like an example. That's something she does a lot, and I think you need to chill a little, because just because you have a child does not mean you're not desirable. You can definitely find someone who likes you, who will love you and love you with the child, and you actually don't want a man to just jump into telling you, okay, that's okay by me, because the person is going to be a stepdad to your child, and it's going to take a lot of work for the person. It's a lot of responsibility, and you want to find somebody who actually loves you enough and extends that love to your child enough to want to be in their life forever. So you don't want somebody who just wants to say, okay, that's fine, and the person can end up being like, you don't know that person that much, so the person can end up not even being so great, especially with your child. So to me, you should slow down a little bit. It's okay that you want to tell the person, but don't expect a quick answer. When she was talking to Jimmy, and he was a little bit quiet and trying to digest the whole thing and take it in, because having a child is a lot of responsibilities, and this person has to think. So what I was expecting her to do was to like give the person a little bit of time to go and think about the entire thing, not just like rush and give her an answer. But she was like heartbroken, and somehow when Jimmy was not like trying to give, even though at first he was pouring out his heart, and then when she said she had a child, he was a little bit reserved, or he pulled back a little, which is, it's normal. That's a lot of information, and that's a hard pill to swallow. So I don't think he did anything wrong. So she shouldn't have like taken it personal like that. She should have allowed him, maybe in their next conversation. By then he must have thought long and hard about it, so he does not lead her on. But I guess so. I really like the Jimmy guy, because he thinks critically about what he wants to do. So I feel like he's somebody that if you tell him something, he takes his time to make his decision. Like if he tells you, okay, that's fine by me, in the future he's going to treat your child nice. He's not going to like bring it up to you, make you look like, because he actually made the decision. He thought about it very well before making the decision. But unlike Trevor, in the future you might have a problem with him. So that's why this other lady who said she was divorced, a little bit, she should not be too excited about him saying that's not a big deal, because he believes people have their past, and most people think everybody starts on a clean slate, blah blah blah. The next person is Matthew. This guy from, I don't know, but I have a very bad feeling about him. Now listen, this is me just saying I have a bad feeling about him. He may not necessarily be what I think he is as the entire episode unfolds, but as other episodes unfold. But for now, with what I've seen in episode 1, I think he's toxic. I think he's narcissistic. And this guy is rude. Like from the first person he started talking to, I did not like him at all. Come to think of the fact that he is 36. Ladies, any man that is above 35 and is single, he's single for a reason. There's a reason he is single. So you have to trade with caution with such a person. Because tell me why you wrote down questions you want to ask these women, and as soon as they start answering the questions, immediately you're like zoomed off. You just walk out on them, or you act extremely irritated, as if you ask somebody something and the person is trying to give you this information. For God's sake, you are an adult, learn to listen. He was not listening to anybody, so I think he himself thought his character was bad. That was why with the third lady he was a little bit calm to listen, but with the fourth lady, which was AD, I think, he actually took his time to listen to her. And it's not like the first two ladies were bad or anything, but he was just in his maybe narcissistic mood or era or whatever. But I don't like the guy at all, and I pray for God's sake not AD or Amber ends up with this guy, because this guy seems like a terrible person. Now you promised, you were busy promising AD, oh, you think you found somebody, you think you found her, yada yada. I don't get how you're leading two ladies on at the same time. I mean, most men come on these dating reality shows and they want to play wise, right? They want to keep like two people at the same time, but for every time they've tried to do that, it has not worked for them even once. I've not seen one person who was successful with that. It ends up backfiring because this person has a very short time to choose you or not to choose you. So you have to be straightforward. Like, you have to be trying to find someone legit. But this Matthew guy, no, 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 no. He sounds toxic to me. I'm trying so hard to be open-minded about him, but no. I'm not rooting for him at all. I'm going to be talking about Amber. Oops, girl, I just pray you don't end up with that Matthew guy. Then AD, that's my girl. Maybe because I'm black as well, but she seems like a really nice girl. She's sweet. And for God's sake, I'm praying and fasting for you to not end up with that Matthew guy, because she already likes him. And I kind of like their relationship with Claire, whatever. She was having a relationship. They started having a conversation. Let me not call it a relationship. The relationship was going smooth, although I know the claim was already given on serious from the beginning. But he seems fun, energetic, but he's very, very shallow. For him to be like, he has to know how the person looks. Now, I'm talking about Clay now. He said he has to know how the person looks because he feels like looks are. I'm like, bro, if looks are that important to you, you should have gotten a wife in real life. You should have gotten a wife in reality. Bro, come on now. If a wife is what you desperately want, if looks are that, Clay, yeah, I think Clay, he was going fine until he opened his mouth to say looks are like very important to him. If looks are that important to you, you should have gotten a spouse in real life. You should have gotten someone outside of that. Like, Love is Blind is not for you, because the idea of Love is Blind is to remove anything that has to do with physical attraction. They want you to meet and like be attracted to each other's minds before like the physical. But for you to ask her to, like, it's embarrassing asking her to describe herself. Like, how is she going to start? I'm black, I'm cute. Is that what you want to hear from her? You're saying you want petite ladies and all. Look for a petite girl in reality, please. Don't come here. I was rooting for you until you said that, even though I knew you were shallow, but I didn't know it was that bad. And right now he has just spoiled everything because he's the one that is actually now pushing my baby girl Eddie into the hands of Matthew. Clay, do better. There are other people on the show who they've not maybe introduced them or anything, but we have people like Dion and then Amy, baby girl, you talk too much. She's giving like too much information on the first, like at the first conversation. You're giving too much information. The entire thing you were talking about could have made sense in like your second date, but for the first time, like, you were saying too much, and at the point the guy didn't know what to say to you. He was just quiet and all. So then there are people like Ashley and then Austin, is it Jeremy, then Johnny. I like Johnny as well because I feel like this, you're talking to him, he might not be listening, but he acts like he's actually getting you, as if he's listening. But other than that, I feel, because I heard him sing for someone else, so I think he was singing for, I think, Chelsea. Was it Chelsea? Yeah, he was singing for Chelsea, so I think he would be nice or something. But let's see. Anyway, that, I think that's it basically for the people that I've seen so far. And then I said I was going to come back to Chelsea. Chelsea is such a nice lady, and I think she has kissed a few frogs, including the person she was formerly married to and all, because she seemed to have a lot of trauma around men. But let's see how it unfolds, because she was talking about how people take her on dates and they're like watching the television instead, or a football game or something like that, instead of talking to her. So she seemed to like have a lot of traumas from her past relationships and all. But if she can work on her, she seems really nice, and she seems like someone who is there to find somebody to marry. She's not desperate, but she's sweet, so I'm rooting for her as well. So let me know what you think about, like, who is your favorite, who are you rooting for, who do you think are the couple that will make it based off of episode 1 alone. Like, let me know in the comment section who you think will end up married or will marry long term, or who will pick who. Whatever you think about episode 1, please let me know in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye.